Hi, I'm Alex.
And I'm Marin.
And welcome back to Good Evening KU. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Starting off with Easter, that was this past weekend. What did you do?
I actually had a really good Easter weekend.
Awesome.
I went home and I spent a lot of time with my friends and my family. I had a very productive weekend, actually. I got a lot of work done, a lot of school done. That was great. How was your Easter weekend?
I wish I could say the same about the productivity. I unfortunately did not get any of my schoolwork done, but I did get to go see my mom's side of the family down in Texas. I got to see my grandma, stayed with her, my aunts, my uncles, and all my cousins, which was really sweet. Yeah.
That's awesome. Are you from Texas?
I'm not. I'm actually from Minnesota, so I go down there at least a couple times a year to go see them.
That's awesome. Speaking of Easter, do you have any Easter traditions that your family does on the regular?
Kind of. So I'm Lebanese, and my grandma always cooks like a huge Lebanese dinner for all of our family and our friends, so that's really fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What about you?
I just pretty much hung out with family. We had an Easter dinner, so that was really fun. I went to church with my friend's family. It was pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah, very relaxing.
I actually did see a new movie out. It's called King of Kings, which was a really cool movie.
I haven't heard of it.
It's like an animated film, kind of directed towards children, but I definitely recommend if you have like
That's awesome.
little siblings or little cousins. It was a really good movie.
Good. I'll have to go see that.
Yeah. Next up, we have the Farmers Market, which is back in town at Lawrence. That is on Saturdays from 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m.
Yeah.
It's right off New Hampshire Street. Highly recommend going to go check that out.
I'll definitely have to stop by.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have that in your hometown?
I don't really have any farmers markets.
Yeah.
So that'll be exciting.
Yeah, I know. I'm really excited. I go sometimes in like downtown Minneapolis, and they have like a huge farmers market with like really pretty flowers. So I'm really excited to check out Lawrence's.
Yeah, the weather has been really nice, so
It
perfect
has.
for a farmer's market.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, and Aiden will talk about that later.
Yes.
Speaking of the good weather, we are almost done with school. We only
Yeah.
have like 2 weeks left after this week.
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah, do you have any finals?
I have so many finals.
Oh, no.
Last semester was a little bit differently. I had like all my papers before finals week, and I had nothing to do on finals week, so I just packed up my stuff and moved out. But this week I'm like stuck here all week.
They really put it all on you.
Finals, tests, papers. Yeah. What about you?
I really don't have that many. I have a few, but I
Okay.
don't think I have any on finals week. So I
Really?
might be like moved out
yeah.
like the last week of school on finals week.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm in a freshman dorm, so I have a lot to move out.
Where do you live?
I live in Naismith.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
It's a really fun building.
I feel like I've doubled like the amount of things from when I moved in.
Oh.
It's like double the amount that I have to take out.
Yeah.
So my parents are going to come help me with that.
Yeah.
Where do you live right now?
I live in my sorority house right now, actually. So I do have to move out every semester, which is kind of cool. So I get to like kind of delegate the stuff that I bring with me. So I have significantly less now. So I'm trying to
That's good. You've been.
fit it all in my car so I can just drive home.
That's great.
Yeah. What about your summer plans? What do you do in the summer?
I'm actually going to Florida a few different times this summer. One of
my
my really
gosh.
good friends lives there now, so
Okay.
I'm going to visit her a lot, and then I'm going for family vacation as well.
Okay,
What about you? What are your
super
summer
cool.
plans?
I'm actually studying abroad.
That's so
I
cool.
leave in May to go to Sweden. I'm super excited. I get to study terrorism, which is kind of
Whoa.
falling under my minor. I'm so excited. I'm not going with anybody either, so I get to meet a bunch of new people.
That'll be a great little refresh.
Yeah, it's only 3 weeks, so it's like a perfect amount of time because I don't know if I could do a full semester just being away from everybody.
Yeah,
for that
that'd be a
long.
lot, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, the Ice Bucket Challenge, that's been a big hit on social media lately.
That has come back. Yes, it has.
Yeah. USC, University of South Carolina, kind of made a comeback to, I think it was almost like 10 years ago now when they
Yeah.
did the ALC Ice Bucket Challenge. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, and that's all we have for you right now. So we're going to jump over to an interview with one of the seniors.
Hi guys, my name's Aiden. I'm here with KU senior Jaxson Reed. Jaxson, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and kind of what you do here at the J School?
A little bit about me. Came here from Milwaukee, Wisconsin to start blank slate. Didn't know anybody. Started brand new. Wanted to get into some sports journalism. So when I came here my freshman year, I did a little bit of anything and everything that I could get my hands on. wrote a bunch of articles for the Kansan. One of my editors you guys are going to meet here in a little bit. She's going to be the other interview. I don't want to spoil anything else, but I worked for her for a while. Did a whole bunch of TV shows. I've been on Playmakers for 4 years. There's not many people that I can say that. Chad Cushing and I have been on Playmakers for the whole 4 years. We've stuck it out together. All kinds of stuff in the J School. Never tried the radio, but other than that, did just about everything I could get my hands on. And then my sophomore year, I got approached by Associate Athletic Director Daniel Burke, asking if I wanted to take a job at the Athletics Communications Office. And I said absolutely, and I have loved it ever since. This is my third spring with the athletic department. I've worked with baseball, football, basketball, track, golf, like everything you can name. I've been a part of it, and it's been – I can't believe that we're like sitting here and just listening to them talk about I'm moving out of my sorority house and my dorm. Like it makes me feel incredibly old, and I'm sad that this is the end, but ready for what's next.
I bet. What is next for you, Jaxson?
Great question. You and my mom ask this every day. I don't know. I want to stay in athletic administration. It's what I'm passionate about. It's what I love to do, and I hope I can stay in the Division I level. I've had applications go out left, right, and center. So yeah, just gotta see what hits me. But for right now, I'll stick it out through track season. I'm the sports information director for Kansas Track right now. We've got postseason coming up, so I'll stick it out with them. And then once that comes, I'm off the KU Athletics payroll, and then we'll see how it goes from there.
Speaking of athletics outside of KU, which would be unofficial, you got any favorites for your favorite teams?
Sports teams? So my sports teams are super wacky. My favorite NFL team is the Rams. Which is weird, but my favorite player, NFL player, was Steven Jackson as a kid. Fell in love with him and the way he plays, and I became a Rams fan. I've stuck that out ever since. I'm from the Milwaukee area, so I'm a huge Bucks and Brewers fan. The Bucks are down 0-2 right now to the Pacers, so that's great. But yeah, Bucks and Brewers, those are my two teams. And then for the NHL, I cheer for the Carolina Hurricanes. And I was sitting in J101, which I'm sure everybody on this show is taking or has taken, and I was just a big fan of the NHL, and they said, well, you got to be a fan of a team. So I spun a wheel, and it landed on the Hurricanes, and I've stuck it out ever since. So those are my teams. They're a little bit weird, and obviously I'm from Wisconsin, so I cheer for the Badgers.
I'm a fan of the Hurricanes, actually.
Are you really?
Which makes no sense because I'm from Kansas, but
okay, sure.
I have a few. I couldn't tell you the player on the back one, but I do have a few jerseys from when I was little.
That's sweet, though.
Of the Hurricanes.
But then again, you're in Kansas. You don't have in Wisconsin too. You don't have a team to pick because there's no pro team. So you just kind of roll with what you got.
Yep. Well, that's all the time we have for you for this interview. We will see you on our next segment.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near. Victory.
Welcome back. I'm Alex.
And I'm Lauren. Here's today's Good Evening KU update. Pope Francis passed away at 7:35 a.m. local time on Easter Monday, April 21st. At his residence in the Vatican's Casa Santa Marta, the 88-year-old led the Catholic Church for a little more than 12 years. Francis will join 7 other popes buried at the Maria Maggiore, the Holy Father regularly visited the Basilica to pray and did a brief pilgrimage there earlier this month, about 9 days before his death.
The new Gateway District has gained attention recently after going over $100 million over budget. The Daily Kansas reports that the KU Senate has expressed concerns over the transparency of the project. This project is being funded by KU Endowment, but that organization is private, and therefore records remain unreleased.
Harvard sued the Trump administration in federal court on Monday over its multi-billion-dollar cuts to the university's research funding, accusing the White House of undertaking an arbitrary and unconstitutional campaign to, quote, punish Harvard for protecting its constitutional rights. The move comes just one day after the Trump administration reportedly planned to cut another $1 billion in federal grants and contracts from Harvard, on top of an existing $2.2 billion cut that was announced last week.
A powerful earthquake shook Istanbul on Wednesday, sending residents of Turkey's most populous city pouring into the streets as buildings swayed and outlookers screamed. The magnitude of 6.2 tremor, which hit at 12:49 p.m. local time, rattled the nerves in a country still traumatized by a devastating 2023 quake that struck the southeast.
The University of South Carolina's Speak Your Mind Challenge is going viral on TikTok and Instagram, encouraging students to pour icy water over themselves to raise awareness for mental health. Started by members of the Mind Mental Illness Needs Discussion Club, the campaign aims to spark open conversations and reduce stigma. Participants tag friends and use hashtag #SpeakYourMind to keep the movement going. That's all we have for news. Now we'll pass it over to Saul with sports.
Thanks, Lauren. The NFL draft is set for this Thursday night in Green Bay, Wisconsin, which could be a potentially historical night for the Jayhawks. KU's all-time rushing leader Devin Neal and offensive lineman Logan Brown joined cornerbacks Kobe Bryant and Mello Dotson in the 2025 draft. Lineman Bryce Cabaldo has moved up in the draft after a good performance at the Big 12 Pro Day. As draft analysts put the final touches in their mock drafts, the possibility of 4 Jayhawks getting drafted is near certainty, and the possibility of 5 Jayhawks getting drafted is also within reach. Kansas baseball shut out Nebraska to avenge a loss from 2 weeks ago with a 4-0 win on the road at Haymarket Park. With the win against Nebraska, KU has a 5-game winning streak and surpassed the win total from 2024 with a 32-10 record this season. Brady Ballinger was able to hit an RBI double to right field that brought in Derek Serta. The Jayhawks have the most wins in a season since 2019, and under third-year coach Dan Fitzgerald, Kansas will travel to Utah to play the UTs in a 3-game series this weekend, starting Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Shohei Ohtani is making progress toward a return to the mound for the Los Angeles Dodgers, with MLB Network's John Morosi reporting that he is expected to throw a light bullpen session in Chicago. Ohtani, who has been recovering after missing time for personal reasons, is set for a full bullpen session on Saturday. While he hasn't pitched yet this season, the Dodgers are optimistic he will return to the mound before October. The Kansas Jayhawks golf team posted their best team round in round 3 of the Big 12 Championship Wednesday, shooting a 292 plus 12 at the Southern Hills Country Club. The Jayhawks currently sit in 11th place at plus 44 heading into the final round on Thursday. Gunnar Braun led the Jayhawks, carding a 72 plus 2, as well as having 11 pars and 3 birdies. Junior Luke Honor and sophomore Will King each fired rounds of 73 plus 3. Honor notched 3 birdies in his final 5 holes. The Jayhawks look to continue their strong performance and start to get ready for the NCAA Regionals. Kansas alum Sharon Lucchetti won the 2025 Boston Marathon in record time Monday morning. Lucchetti ran the marathon in 2 hours, 17 minutes, 22 seconds, securing her second World Marathon major victory. Lucchetti shattered the course record of 2 hours, 19 minutes, 59 seconds set back in 2014 by Busnesh Deba, and this was Lucchetti's 5th World Major appearance after finishing in second in the 2024 Boston Marathon with a time of 2 hours, 22 minutes, 45 seconds. The former Jayhawk competed at KU from 2015 to 2019 in track and field, where she was the 2016 and 2017 Big 12 cross-country champion and Women's Runner of the Year. Lucchetti has broken several records at KU and holds the indoor Kansas record for the 5,000 meter, distance medley relay, and 3,000 meter, as well as 5,000 meters and 10,000 meters outdoors. And with that, we'll be back with weather with Aiden.
and welcome back. We are here with Maddie, another senior here at KU. I would love to know how you are feeling about this year wrapping up for you.
I feel like it's moved by really quick. It feels like just yesterday I was moving into my senior house, and now I'm, getting my cap and gown, doing my grad photos, and it's just really weird to think,
It's just kind of all coming to an end, yeah. Do you have any advice for any of the underclassmen here?
Yeah, so I've been so involved in my past 4 years here at KU, and sometimes it gets hard, but I just want to say, keep putting yourself out there. Don't be afraid to go out and network. I got my current job through networking through the University of Daily Kansan, and I just don't think I would be where I would be if I wasn't making the choice to try new things and just put myself out there.
Yeah, what else were you involved in through the J School?
Yeah, so I actually did Good Morning KU my freshman year, so this is a full circle moment for me. But yeah, I was mostly involved in the Kansan. I was the sports editor for a little bit, and then I was mostly a sports reporter. I covered KU men's basketball, KU football, and KU baseball. There's the Kansan crew. Then we went to March Madness my sophomore year.
That's awesome. Well, what are you doing after graduation?
So after graduation, I'm moving to Chicago. I'm going to be getting my master's in journalism at Northwestern.
Yes, that's awesome.
I'm specializing in sports media there, and I'm super excited. I went up to the city a couple weeks ago for kind of a tour, and I got to meet some people in the program, and it just kind of, it seems so crazy because I've always wanted to live in Chicago, and now it's happening.
It's all coming true. What are you wanting to do with that?
I really want to be a baseball writer. That's always been the dream. That's always been the dream job. But just going into sports journalism is the goal. Maybe even sport communication. I just know working in sports is what makes me happy, and I'm really excited to do that.
Well, I'm so glad you're following that. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Shoot.
That's okay if not.
I don't think so. Yeah, just like I said, just put yourself out there. Don't be afraid. This is also a field where imposter syndrome is really big, and that's something I've dealt with a lot. But just remember, you are where you are for a reason. You're very deserving of the things you're given. And again, that's something I've had a hard time kind of accepting over the years. But you are very deserving of this space. That's my big piece of advice, I'd say.
Yes, that's a great piece of advice. Well, thank you for being here with us today. And that is all we have for you today. We are going to go for a break, and then we'll be back with weather.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back, Jayhawks. My name's Aiden. I'm bringing your weekly Wednesday weather. And weather we have, because let me tell you, it's not looking great outside right now. We had a round of showers and storms come through late last night around that 11 o'clock mark, and they dropped about pea-sized hail, winds gusting as high as 50 miles an hour, and a lot of rain associated with those storms. But frankly, compared to what's headed towards me as we speak, that's nothing, because we've got storms headed our way just at Topeka, as we'll take a look at here in a second. These storms have a history of producing hail and lots of wind, and they're so slow moving. There's going to be flash floods all night, flash flood warnings all night. So please be prepared, take precautions, because you do not want to be caught out in these storms, as I will be right after this. We are going to have a brief break from the real severe weather chances over our weekend, but then next week, not much better. We're going to have even more storms on our way. Let's take a look at our temperatures real quick, just around our area. In those mid to upper 70s, not too much to be seen, pretty typical for this time of the year. But then take a look outside Northwest, it's dark and ominous, and that's for good reason, because look at these storms right up in our area. They are just blooming, with storms coming from central Kansas. I know up in Horton, they just got battered by hail over the last 2 hours, and that's expected to head our way too. So if you can't tell, I'm a little bit scared for my car. But these storms are going to be persisting throughout our night and most of tomorrow too, before we get a break on Friday. So take care of everything outside. Outside here, those storms have not reached us quite yet. Hopefully they don't reach us till I get home. But the humidity, it feels a lot worse than it is. Only at 58%. Those winds are very calm still before those storms get here. Out of the southeast at about 10 miles per hour. It's 76. It feels great if you don't look in the sky. For the rest of our night, guys, you don't want to be outside in this. If you have any outdoor plans for tonight or even tomorrow night, probably should cancel them. You do not want to be outside at all during this. For tomorrow's forecast, much of the same. 70% chance of showers all day. I usually tell you it's in the morning. You won't see it as you go out to class all day. I'll be real, guys. If you're outside, you're probably going to see some showers and storms, so be careful. These storms are likely to produce much of the same that we're seeing tonight. Hail, flooding, wind, nothing good is going to be coming out of these storms. I will be so real with you guys. Over our next week, it's pretty monotonous and not in the way we usually have it. It's usually just sunshine and rainbows and a little bit of wind here, but for the next week ahead, storms every day. We have good chances. A little bit less of a chance of showers and thunderstorms Friday and Saturday, especially Saturday looks a little bit better for the farmers market. But then right after that, those chances of storms come right back, guys. So please take all the precautions I'm telling you, your weather app is going to tell you everywhere. Don't be outside in these storms. Take care. We will see you here tomorrow for your next edition of Good Evening KU and KUJH.